Hello and welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDO stream. I'm your community manager, Cordovan, and we've got an exciting day today because we are going to be doing some raiding. I also have some news. Yes, if you were here for news, this is the show for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about a certain thing and a whole bunch more as well. So welcome. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Quick programming note, I will not be here next Friday because I'm going to be busy doing a thing. So won't be here next Friday, back in 2 weeks. I want to put this up on the screen first because this is happening tomorrow from 7 a.m. until midnight right here on twitch.tv/DDO stream. We're doing our Extra Life Marathon. And amazingly somehow, I have convinced myself to kick things off at 7 a.m. Eastern. Yes, I am getting up on a Saturday. Poor me. At like 6 o'clock so I can be ready for a 7 o'clock live stream. And I'm kicking this thing off at 7 a.m. I'm going until 9 a.m. Afterwards, we have Nacho Wench, Voodoo Spice, Tavern Tills, Zulkir, Cosmo, Zursmash, Druid's Fire, Griglock, and Doug Glendower to wrap it up all day. We are doing awesome DDO streaming right here, twitch.tv/DDO stream, raising money for Extra Life. You can find out more about that at onddo.com here. And I want to also let you know that we have about slightly more than half of our goal of $30,000 already done for this year. And that means a bunch of you have already donated. If you have already donated to us this Extra Life, I will be getting back to you in the coming weeks with the incentive codes that you told me you wanted by clicking this link on DDO.com and filling out the survey after you donate. So after you make a donation, go to DDO.com, click that link. It just basically tell me your email address. And if you really can't give me your email address, your forum name. And if you can't give me either of those two things, give me a Discord handle. And either way, I will be going back through the list then in the coming weeks and getting everyone codes for all of the things that they want from the community loot list. But this Saturday, we are doing giveaways all day and night in chat. We've got a whole bunch of 100-point codes, some 500-point codes, and a whole bunch of stuff from the community loot list. So it's going to be a really fun time, raising money for Extra Life, the Boston Children's Hospital, and other Children's Miracle Network hospitals based on the individual team members. So I ain't getting up early if you're not watching. So you better get up and watch this. Actually, it's okay. If you want to sleep in, I understand. Trust me. I understand. I want to call your attention to this, but I'm not going to put this up on the screen quite yet. Inventory up. There we go. Just for now. We have a balance pass that we're doing here in Update 76. There's a thread that Torque put on the forums this week that I really do want to make sure everyone gets the opportunity to take a look at and digest. It doesn't make sense to read all this stuff on camera. It just it's gonna right, but some pretty significant balance work is taking place here for Update 76 as part of the really a seasonal balance work that we tend to do. We did something similar to this prior to, I guess it was the Illithid invasion. And now, as we get ready for the Symphony of the Fae event, we're doing some more work. So, you can read about what we have going on over in the Lamania forums of DDO.com. This will be in the release notes as well, following some feedback that we got from Lamania pretty soon. Recognize that it does not really answer what a lot of people's feedback to us is, which is to look at, say, casters and ranged and melee and a lot of the bigger pieces of the meta. This is more granular in nature, and this really has as much to do with optimization and bug fixing and that, rather than completely doing some of that bigger work. But there is some pretty big stuff in there, so do take a look at that if you can. All right, finally, before I get into the raid here, because I want to get some raiding done, I want to call your attention to a thing that I am going to be talking about while we raid here a little bit. And that is the other bit that went up on the Lamania forums this week, which is upcoming details on the Symphony of the Fae event. It has a name. This is new. This is the Fae event. And Torque put together a summary that talks a little bit about how it works. And you can take a look at this over on the DDO forums. I am doing some work that for an article that'll be published probably when the event goes live that gets into perhaps a little more detail of what we talked about from Lamania. And I'm not able to, at this point, put that up on the screen to show it to you and get into some of those details. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about the Symphony of the Fae event while we raid here. And I think we are good to go. So let me do this. Someone gave me a skull head, but that's all good. And I was told we're starting on hard. And I want to thank the original Brotherhood. So I went on the Discord maybe an hour and some minutes ago saying, hey, can I pull together a raid group for 4 p.m. Eastern? Because I'd really like to show off our new raid that debuted this week on camera on the live stream. I ran this raid 5 times last night, along with the original. I didn't run it with the original Brotherhood, I don't think. But they also ran it 5 times last night. We were talking in Discord about this earlier. They're not on audio right now because I'm going to be yammering on while we talk. But this is the new raid that came out just yesterday with update 75.7. The raid is the main thing in update 75.7. There's a few other little bits that you can read about, but that's that. And we're going to run it perhaps a couple of times here on camera today. So, there we go. And yes, thank you, the original Brotherhood. Thank you, Break Stuff, and everyone else involved in the group effort being done here today. Do I play at Moonsea at all? I have characters that I will be playing on Moonsea, but I do not yet. Are we good? Okay. Just wanted to make sure before I locked the raid that everyone was in. I'm not going to give you a lot of gameplay tips on this one. I think by running this a few times, you'll kind of see what's up here. After this next run, I am going to be in a position to move over from the regular Chill of Ravenloft Victranium crafting falchion I'm using to the raid tier version, which is a little bit more deeps. I, as you were seeing here on camera, have found that hard, running this on hard with a generally full group of people who do some amount of raiding, not a particularly difficult raid, but as you may see a little bit on camera, as you move up in difficulty, things get a little dicier pretty quickly. But like on hard, you really don't have to worry about that spin attack so much. And I was even able to handle a smash down from something that you'll see just a little bit later. But I would just say for a general idea of how this works is you have the battle here, you go off through the side passage, you'll continue the battle a little bit, you'll go off on a different side passage, and then you'll take the boss down. And we're in the Wax Museum. You can actually access the Victranium crafting device from inside of the raid space here, but you can also do it from the Wax Museum in the Lamordia Wilderness area. It's through a door. You just sort of open the door and there you go. Will I be the first to die in the raid? I mean, that's... If I was betting against me or the original Brotherhood as to who's going to perhaps face the first death, you know. I might have told him we can run this on any difficulty you want. The only difference is I might get splattered on camera, but when did that stop me? But at the same time, we want to also. I did want to actually start on hard though, in part because one, it's nice and easy to loot run, but two, it'll give those who are perhaps a little more hesitant to try some of the raids because you're like, oh yeah, but I kind of suck, I guess. And you can run this on hard, probably. Would be my guess. So.
You wonder if these words were meant for the Juggernaut, the remains of what once was Volker. As you reach out to the creature, the memory you heard rushes into him. He roars in pain and surprise. The Juggernaut gathers himself, consolidating his power. Then he gestures to one of the towering statues nearby.
Yeah, to be honest, I typically someone who is like saying, yes, I will tank a raid boss, doesn't have to worry about my DPS or threat particularly much. But that said, I have pulled aggro a few times to this guy. It's true, last night I had to just sort of back off a little bit. But it's alright. I am going falchion. I had to make a decision. We talked about this maybe sometime over the summer on DDO stream here, but I had to make a decision on this two-handed build. Do I go falchion? Do I go great axe? Do I go Kopesh? Whatever. And I decided to go falchion, mostly because I haven't really done that a lot. This character gets a lot of benefits on, well, a few benefits on critting. And so a high crit range seemed perhaps like the direction to go for this. I will also say the direction to go for some Chill of Ravenloft ingredients at this moment might be to run this raid a little bit on hard right now, while there's a lot of people excited to do so. Because after this run, like I said, I'm going to have enough to get my upgraded Victranium base weapon. And then I'm going to have to do the work off-camera to unslot my Filigree and Sentient Gem and Woeful, Miserable, etc. augments.
I'm headed up the mountain in the morning.
But you can do pretty good on ingredients running this thing, I have found. IMO.
You find a key on the floor here.
There is a physical key you need to use to unlock this door. No, I will be getting the raid blank after this, well, theoretically after this run. I probably won't do it on camera, but I'll have all the ingredients I need after this run to get the raid blank. And then it's going to be a matter of just, I think for now I'm just going to swap over everything I've got. I'm considering whether or not I want to farm for one of the raid augments or something like that. But for now, I've got 2 items worth of Victranium crafted stuff. My armor. Is it armor? No. What is it? What am I using? Yeah, Legendary Gravekeeper's armor. And then I've got the falchion here. The Calamitous Falchion. But I'm going to be moving that to the raid tier falchion and get the... move over the stuff on it. And then it's really a matter of what I want to do after that. I could... It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to perhaps... craft up more. Like I could do a trinket or something like that. There's some really nice effects that you'll see in the Victranium crafting device. But for the most part, I may also move over to Thrain and start working on an additional weapon and things like that over there. So I've got... I think on stream here pretty soon, I'm going to be moving over to Thrain. And we'll probably do a number... Because we've been really on Shadowdale since the opening of transfers. And I think I'm ready to switch worlds now that I've pretty much feel pretty settled, really, on where we're at right now. Okay, so this is going to be the final with them. No. Oh yeah, see, these are the things that are going to slam down on you if you're not careful.
The woman collapses. As silence fills the room, you suddenly notice an intricately decorated book. Was that always there?
Your minion's death must not interfere with my ascension.
Alright. What are we doing here? Do we have something we need to investigate?
You flip through the discarded
There we go.
diary. As you do, a voice
So,
comes
I have
into
tended to
your
find the
mind.
tanks...
It's
last night, I saw two places of where they were putting the tank. I feel this is space best.
find peace.
But, I saw players parking it over back here as well. But, I disagree with that. I think that's problematic.
The memories from the diary flow out of you and into the juggernaut. He roars
Oh, yeah.
once more, consumed
We, just for those who are curious, someone needed to go back and interact with that diary. But, so like I said, bring them over here. That way you don't have to worry about those things coming down on you. Which, you can theoretically see them coming if you could see them coming, but, you know. Not a problem. Bring the boss over to the wall.
the juggernaut flows to his side. It begins to spin and tumble on its own, fueled by his energy and rage.
So I would mention we are on hard, just for those who missed that. So this is a pretty non-challenging difficulty for this.
They had found a body down the street later.
All right, and that's that.
Could I identify it?
But when they showed it to me, it was just pieces. The juggernaut falls to his knees, his body ruined beyond repair. His rage-fueled magic
Well,
dissipates as well.
I got the light pick.
Crash to the floor. The relentless rage of the juggernaut has been ended. Perhaps now the spirits of Valther and
See if anyone wants that pick. Maybe not. It is just a pick after all. Oh, nope. Twinkle. Go for it. Nice. What else do we actually see in that chest? Let me see if I can open that up here quick. So, what do I see? Yeah, the bloody end. So we got the heavy pick as well. In the chest, the deathly shroud. In the chest. Well, I'd say that was pretty good drop. Really. No, 4 with the piercing pain. Oh no, that was the one I just passed over. So, the 3... Yeah. And then maybe someone picks something up elsewhere. But yeah, three pieces of name flute. Nice easy run there. Okay, let me get to chat. I apologize that I've been a little busy to keep an eye on chat. I do not have a Feywild event reward preview for you at this time. We'll have some screenshots and stuff for the guide when it comes out. And that'll come out with the event itself. I'm just asking the group about what they want to run next. I am going to have some Feywild event information shortly. I didn't die. Yet, but that was because we were on hard. I think people are going to be happy with the new Fey Symphony of the Fey event rewards. While we're doing that, let me call up a brief thing. What did I do with it now? There we go. And talk a little bit about some stuff that's going to be coming up in the near future. So, Hirsum has been corrupted, cursed by the Fomorian king, now residing in the Shadowfell, following his defeat. The curse has scattered Hirsum's power across all worlds, and it's up to you to gather the power back in order to put an end to the Fomorian king's threat. You'll align with either the Summer or Winter Court, equip one of 5 special loots, and discover musical motes, complete special encounters, and earn cosmetic and musical rewards. You'll travel to the house from beyond in the harbor, where you enter the Feywild, basically. Speak to Hirsum, then select whether to speak to the Winter Court representative Baroness Hilda or Summer Court representative Hawthorne to begin the Symphony of the Fey event. At that point, you'll pick up at least 1 loot. You can pick them up to 5 if you want. And then equip the loot of your choice that you want to earn against in your cosmetic shield slot. So when you have your loot equipped in your cosmetic shield slot, you'll encounter musical motes of different colors while adventuring through quests and wilderness areas, not in raids. Most of the motes will appear randomly while you adventure. Each color will give you a clue to its difficulty. You'll be able to decide whether and when to face the encounter. When you're ready, you'll click on your loot to unlock the musical mote and face the encounter. The musical motes will disappear if not used within a few minutes. If you succeed in the encounter, you'll receive motes that contribute to your loot's durability and help unlock its reward. Play your loot again to collect the musical mote when the encounter is over. There are 2 sets of 5 loots, each with a cosmetic reward for completing each loot. One loot doesn't have a level gating mechanism, but other loots require you to be at least a certain level to progress. Their Torque goes into detail about that on the thread. Green is the easiest, blue is average, purple harder. And there's also some special 4th modes that Torque gets into called golden modes. So you'll take up your journey by speaking to the Summer Court representative to have an easier Symphony of the Fey experience with fewer restrictions. But if you're looking for more of a hardcore thing, you will speak to the Winter Court representative, Baroness Hilda. You can only acquire a Winter Court loot with a level 1 character that has received less than 1500 XP, so be careful on those daily dice. A reincarnated character with any past lives is unable to take up the challenge. When you take a Winter Court loot, you'll receive a buff called a Vow of Glory. That means you can only equip stuff that drops during the event. Nearly all magic items that drop while this event is running will have an indicator on it, like some little notes, and I think it looks green or something, to let you know that you can use it. Anyone can equip these items, whether you're taking up that challenge or not, but you have to only equip that if you're doing the hardcore. Equipping an off-event item with the Vow of Glory will give you a greatly impactful debuff. It won't fail you, but you won't be able to do anything, really. Anyone with the Vow of Glory will appear on the Symphony of the Fey leaderboard. Your progress on the leaderboard and your Vow of Glory is removed upon death. You can see the leaderboard and track your progress by speaking with Baroness Hilda in the hut from beyond. So, let me just see. Are we up? Are we ready? Seeing how we are on the event here. So each game world Cool. Each game world will be collecting motes, and you'll kind of see the story progress. Okay, we're going in on Reaper 1, just to compare versus what we just experienced on Hard. Once your game world has succeeded in bringing Hearsome out of danger, the entire game world will get a buff for the remaining duration of the event. There is a basic level gating thing similar to the Lantern. In Heroic, you can only get a mote if you're closer than 3 levels over the base, so level 3 quests you need to be level 6 or lower to claim the mote. Epic and Legendary is 20 plus, just like you would expect. You can claim all 5 loots at once if you wish. The one that's equipped is the one that will get the benefit. And completing a loot will get, similar to the Lantern event, the loot will determine the reward. Additionally, players may discover new sheets of music during the event. That can be played if you're a bard, or if you have a musical instrument equipped when you click on the musical sheet in your hotbar. This music will suppress most music within a certain range from you, but it will be interrupted or not play during combat. Alright. We good? Yep, I think we're good. No, I'm only going for about another half hour here, and I'm going to be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow to do stuff. So, this is just for the Fridays at 4 here, and I really do want to thank the original Brotherhood for being willing to do this with me on camera. You'll see just already how many more hit points these things have versus where they were on Hard. Not that they're particularly difficult, but, you know, still see the difference. Okay. Yes, Lamortia, I don't know if let's see, what'd you say? Victorian era London is the exact word, but it basically is, because there was a video that Tavern Tales did with Knockback talking about the lore of Lamortia and the story. And, you know, you can see the influences that we had. And, yeah, Oops. Well, I learned my lesson. Or did I? No. Yes, anyway, so Tavern Tales did talk to Knockback, and Knockback did explicitly talk about how, say, seeing the relatively recently released Nosferatu, for example, helped give us a sense of kind of what we were going for in terms of art direction and things like that. So, also, yes, the little blades are also quite a bit more fun on Reaper difficulty. Let's take these things out to make things a little easier on us. The res timer is one of the larger outstanding questions I have not yet had the opportunity to ask the developer about yet. So I can't speak as to whether or not it's intended that there is no death timer. I am going to say it is probably not working as intended, because why would we've not done that elsewhere. So it's probably just a mistake. But I do plan to ask that question and get an answer if I can, and have that for you. Oh, I don't know. I think they're gone for the day. So, Monday? Also, in Hard, you can just sit there when the Relentless Killer is breakdancing, but you shouldn't do it on Reaper. For sure, unless you enjoy death. You missed a little bit of information about the Symphony of the Fae event. You missed a little bit about our Extra Life live stream and things tomorrow. And we're raiding on Reaper 1 difficulty on Shadowdale with the original Brotherhood here. And this is R1, and as you can see, R1 is significantly more challenging than going in on hard. And I am getting myself kerplounced. But I can also pay more attention here and start doing a little better, maybe. I have options, people. I'm only kinda dead. I only died once. It was totally reasonable. Oops. I have not said when the Feywild event starts. We're going to probably drop that news at a different time. Or perhaps wait until we're just live and then roll it out. You know, there is some element of surprise that we are looking to achieve with this event, similar to previous events like this. Aww. Aww. I would say update 76 is the Symphony of the Fae event. There's also a little bit of bug fixing and other things that are happening in it. But for the full name release of update 76, the main thing is the Symphony of the Fae event. Also, we should take these lanterns down if we can. Don't want these things piling up on you. IMO. Take care of these things. Uh-oh. Spiked. There we go. Man. It said severe stunning blow? Is that what it said? Let's come. I don't have a severe stunning blow. Alright. Does like to do that to me, though. Wow. Wow. There we go. Well, as long as the ooze has it, I guess we'll let the ooze keep it. Now, the Relentless Killer needs to get parked a bit. So, like I said, I had some success, and again, we were just running on hard last night. But you're having your kind of parky tank, parked maybe over by the wall here, gives you an opportunity to attack from the side. Perhaps be a little more out of the way of some of the spinny blades, although they can still hit you. And then not have to worry so much once the smashies start smashing. So... Sorry, no squirrel mounts yet. What is that? That is Grip of the Kill. Oh, I'm gripped. Okay, so, yeah, if you get gripped, you're going to get into a side room, and then this is where the guy's floating in the air, perhaps inappropriate, very much inappropriately right now. We're going to get that fixed on the next game update. But for now, you're going to have to kind of take care of this person from where you can. I know, squirrel mounts will be an amazing thing when we're able to break that happen, but we're just not there yet. Oops. Alright, so, if I take this person out, then a door will open. But taking this person out is not going to be the easiest thing by myself. I'm actually surprised other people haven't joined me yet. No one else has been gripped yet, huh? Oh, it's because they're on the side doors. Okay. But this is what happened. As far as I know, if there's a way to avoid the grip, I am not aware of how to do it. It to date has not been something I've been able to do. No. I have noticed. Oh, actually, look at that. If the thing completes, you will get pulled into the center room. See, I don't have much self-healing. What I can do for self-healing is I've got Second Wind, well, I got that. And then I've got, nice healing from Rage on that. But if the damage incoming is more than I can do that, then I'm just kind of out of luck. So, Fey event rewards could share all servers? ? I don't know the answer to that question. I assume so. That's how it'll be probably how the Lantern event worked. And I think that's how the Lantern event worked, is it not? The appeal of the event will be a bunch of things. Awesome cosmetic rewards, hardcore-like challenge, leaderboards, opt-in nature of it, things like that. So, a lot of good reasons to run the Symphony of the Fae event. And then if the server, there's going to be enough people on every server taking part for sure, but once the server then progresses through the story, you'll get a buff through the end of the event. So
you spy an intricate amulet in a dusty corner of the workshop. You touch the amulet. Suddenly you hear a voice echo inside your mind. Johanna's words spill forth, a memory of her love for her husband, Valther. You wonder if these words were meant for the Juggernaut, the remains of what once was Valther.
I don't know about the power gamer bit, Dark Wolfer. I mean, there's always some amount of you try to design to prevent cheating, but you also
the memory you heard rushes into him. He roars in pain.
Don't want to be so restrictive that you remove the fun from the event as well. So can someone power someone else through? Well, I guess you could. Now on Heroic, you're going to have the 3-level lockout, so you could, to some extent, do that. But you're talking about the hardcore, so that's going to be a little more restrictive. And if they ever die, I don't know. You are going to have to claim the moats, so you can't just sort of park in front of the entrance and get it. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there's a way you could kind of make it easier on some friend of yours to come along for the ride, but I think in general it's not something we're going to see a ton of. Okay, yeah, we must have a few more people here now. Yep. Okay, so basically once this guy passes away, a door is going to open up here, and then you'll be able to get back into the battle space. This is the guy that's currently occasionally parking themselves in an inappropriate location, either there, or I've seen it up by there. And that'll get fixed in the next game update, which will happen within a few weeks, I think. Not next week. I don't believe we have a patch set for next week, so maybe a week after that. Now, you see, they will spawn again. And I ran into that myself when I was running this. One of the things last night, we were all recalling out. Everyone recalled out. I had the grip. I ended up in the side room. I was like, well, that's fine. I'll just take out the guy. I did. Until I didn't take the door. Instead of taking the door to the raid space and recalling from there, I just hit recall. The other guy spawned back in, and that was that. I had to use a key to Evening Star to get rid of that one there. Okay, let me back off a little bit since I'm clearly not doing so good. Here we go. I don't know how... The difficulty in a squirrel mount would be pretty much an animation thing based on how much different it needs to be from other existing animations, right? So the more that it can gallop like a horse, roughly the easier it's going to be to get it done. Or if it can glide, you know, across the ground, a little bit easier to get it done. Or, whatever other mounts we got. You know, we have a few animation rigs that we use. So if you can kind of be a variant of one of those rigs, it's going to be quite a bit easier. Because really at that point, that you're mostly looking at an outside sort of APR style skin, along with any additional kind of work on where you sit upon it and things like that to deal with the difference in art. But it's roughly quite a bit easier. Doing anything. All right. Oops. I don't even know what killed me there. What did kill me? Oh. You... What did I see that? There, I lost it. No, I don't see it right now. Clearly, R1 is not for me in this raid, is it? Anything new we'll release about Faven on tomorrow's marathon streaming? No. Red stuff in your life bar, you die. That is what killed me. True. There we go. But, I don't actually know what killed me. It seemed to come out of nowhere. I mean, I am at a pretty bad death penalty, but even so... Even so... Oh yeah, the new Dark Bargainer. The new Dark Bargain to get melee range. Keeps players out of the boss's whirlwind. Quite handy. Good one. Good to know. Here, let me get myself a little bit more hit points.
The Juggernaut begins to rise once again. His tortured mind
All right.
consuming it. Waves of energy flow forth. Another barrier falls.
Typically, we don't pre-announce our Black Friday sales. We don't pre-announce sales in general. We typically announce things when you can take action on them, and that includes Black Friday sales. However, at this point, you know, we're going to be celebrating our 20th anniversary in 2026. And players are pretty familiar with the kinds of things we typically offer during Black Friday sales. And if that's you, I would say that, yeah, we're going to be pretty similar to that this year as well. And it'll come out... It's usually been, just because of the nature of it, the holiday, we'll usually try to get it done like the afternoon before our first theoretical day off. So, like, you know, you want to do it, if instead of trying to have it go live on Thanksgiving in the United States, we'll instead set it up so that it goes live that Wednesday afternoon or the day before, whatever day Thanksgiving falls on this year. Thursday. It's always Thursday. That's why it's called Black Friday. Dropping the knowledge bombs. Yeah, I do, I have found that the drop rate of ingredients based on a fairly short completion duration of hard runs will be an enjoyable way to pick up some ingredients versus what I had been doing of defeating the purple bosses. Now, the purple bosses haven't been terrible, but I need some help with those things. So, I'm not the kind of person who's just soloing those purple names in the Lemordian wilderness. Although, actually, I did, but it just takes a while.
They left me with this strange set of armor.
It's kind of a slog if you're just trying to DPS down, you know, 1.6 million hit points from that purple boss. But I was able to get it done. However, you could farm that particularly quickly as well if you're in a group. Like, I bet this group could tear through that wilderness area and probably get a much faster return rate than you're going to get running this raid. And I think that that's what Steel Star was commenting on last week. I think it was. But if you're farming the raid, you're going to get a nice little acquisition rate in my experience. Well, I'm going to say it was probably that 1,000 points of slash damage. I don't know. I had not heard that secular squirrel myself. The question being, is it true that a, quote, Gith race, Kobold race, and racial variant Warforged Scout are being considered? I have not heard of anything new in that regard. We have long had a whole long list of what could we do's. So many of those names have been on a list for at least years. Well, I don't know if there's anything... as a theoretical concept of something that could happen, it's been a possibility for years and years. But we've opted typically to do other things, whether it be Dragonborn or really anything based on the races. But I've heard some of those around that list, so maybe you've heard through rumors or some leak or something the designer said. But I don't know anything for 2026 in particular. I don't think anything's been decided, other than let's take a look and see what we want to do next. A pixie race, I think, would be challenging, honestly, because the problem you're going to have with the pixie race is, an animation one, kind of a gameplay one. How do you float across ledges and all that? And even if you figure all that out, I don't know. I think a pixie race would be neat, but it would probably pose some challenges that other options might not. By the way, I'm not a thrower build. I'm just noobing it up because I keep dying, and I'm attempting to die somewhat less frequently on camera here as we work to wrap up the stream. Plus, Reaper 1, huh?
You suddenly notice an intricately
It's a little harder than that hard run you saw just a bit ago, isn't it?
flip through the discarded diary. As you do, a voice once more fills your mind. It seems Johanna had great confidence in Valther. She hoped her love would inspire him to find peace.
Okay, this could be a little tricky. So, like I said, maybe we want to park them off on the side. That way when these things come smashing down on you, you can worry less.
He roars once more, consumed with sorrow.
Because they won't kill you. They won't come down
Other towering
in this lane here.
springs up from the ground, ready to crush those beneath it.
But, when it comes to raid advice between members of the original Brotherhood and Cordovan, community manager, trust their opinion. They probably know more than I do. That said, I don't think we should be fighting this guy out in the open like this. I think he should be against the wall, because then you don't have to worry about the things coming down and smashing you.
Your minions dwindle.
Well, I mean, a greatsword is relative, so Pixie could have a greatsword in terms of a two-handed blade that would do different things. How many dead so far? You got quite a few. But, you know, I appreciate them being on camera, willing to sort of drop into an R1 with us here on stream on a Friday like this, so. You think you can do better? See ya. Trust me when I say that these fine folks you were seeing who are not me on camera are pretty adequate, are more than adequate raiders, so. Well, that's actually a good point, though. That you're saying, Dark Wolfer, that we do have. It's actually right here, right? Because we've got the Mistwalker movement style, so there is some level of kind of floatiness already. But then again, would a pixie work if it? Well, like I say, it would just. I think the biggest challenge for a pixie would probably still be, as I stated, animation and art and things like that. Everything from scaling to physics to clipping and things like that. So. I love the letter opener. That's one of my favorite weapons in the game. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. You're not advocating for pixies. Yeah, we've got options. And I, too, have heard... I've heard all three of those, actually. Kobold, Warforged Scout, and... what was the third one? All three of those have, at one point, been discussed. Or no. Okay, well, at least I'm not alone. Oh, get the Yankee. There you go. Oh, we know that Sev is a fan of the Gith, so perhaps. Have I seen the R10 completion? No, I have not. I like I said, I ran this 5 times last night, went to bed, got up, went to work. Been dealing with everything from sales to live streaming on the Lord of the Rings side to getting ready for Extra Life to Symphony of the Fae event, things like that. And now I'm here. So, I have not had much opportunity to see anything, but that's cool. Oh, Pika got the R10? Alright, nice. We trolled people by putting out the Mind Flayer event and Astral Traveler Coffer, then releasing a Ladrin. I could see that. Oh, I've already been gripped again? Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah, feel free. Actually, I don't know. I don't think you can share the forum link. And the reason for that is I don't think it's going to let you. I think there's a block we have in place. An anti-spam block. It's not going to let you put in the URL. But you can try it. Oh, now I'm dead. New class of the samurai? Potentially. I don't know. I don't think... It would probably be less cultural specific. And perhaps more fighting style. Or something like that. Pledged warrior or something like that.
The Juggernaut throws his scythe. It begins to spin and tumble on its own, fueled by his energy and rage.
Oh, a break enchantment will remove the grip, huh? Good advice being dropped in Twitch chat. I did not know that. I mean, you're going to have to catch someone with it, though, and everything. But in theory, that could work real well. I'm not getting near that, because I know what's going to happen. And that what's going to happen is I will die again. So, even though I'm not doing much damage, let's just watch combat. Actually, I can turn this off to make it even a little more visible. It's true. Well, we got 47 million on that hit point on Reaper. So, it's not that much on hard. I can't remember what it was on hard. But it was still, I think, maybe 17, 19? Something like that. Nonetheless, it was a 5-minute run. So, oh, maybe 10-minute run. Something like that. It was not a particularly long run on hard. If you're in a full group that kind of knows what's up. $32 million?
The Juggernaut falls to his knees. His body ruined.
I mean, I guess I'll have to keep an eye on that again.
His rage fueled
I didn't think it was that much.
as well, causing the animated objects to crash to the floor. The relentless rage of the Juggernaut has been ended. Perhaps now the spirits of Walther and Johanna may finally find some peace together.
Okay. Nope, no name for me. However, look at that, look at that. It's going to be excellent. Excellent indeed. I don't see... Nope, Mask of the Killer. So got a minor artifact in there. Yeah, I think just the one. Just the one. That's fine. Alright, well, I really want to thank the original Brotherhood for joining me on this show today. It super duper appreciated that you were able to help me feature the raid that just came out yesterday in Dungeons & Dragons Online. So, hey folks, you could do better than me. And you can run this on Reaper this weekend. You can run it on hard. You saw us do just fine there as well. And hope you're enjoying the new raid. Hope you're enjoying Chilla Ravenloft. Join us tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. I will be kicking things off right here on twitch.tv/DDOstream for our Extra Life Marathon. You can learn more to donate at extra-life.org/team/Standing Stone Games. Reminder, no show next Friday, as I've got a thing I'm doing in real life. So I'll see you in 2 weeks after tomorrow. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great week, everyone. Talk to you soon.